Okay, guys, welcome back to Ashmore Arboretum, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about a process called hand pollination. What I have here behind me is my corn patch, and you see these tassels here and here? These tassels contain the pollen for these corn plants. They contain it on uh, a little piece called an anther, and I'm not going to get into all the technical details about how this works, but when your corn plants start to silk, as this one has right here, you have a small window of time to come out and get these things pollinated to ensure that they're pollinated, give you the best opportunity to having ear growth on your corn plants. And today I'm going to show you how to hand pollinate these plants. Okay, what we have here, this whole system is called the tassels. These little kernel like things are called the anthers, and that's where the pollen is stored. And what you're going to do is you're going to remove one of these tassels, and you're going to come down here to these silks, and you're going to rub it on these silks. Now, at any time and anywhere along these silks, they can be pollinated. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip one of these off right here. I'm going to rub it along these silks. Now, you have, like I said, a short window of time to get this done, and by manually manipulating these plants, you have greater probability of all of these being properly fertilized and getting a sweet corn production off your small crop of plants. I've only got 64 square feet of sweet corn here. That's not an awful lot, and I'm not going to rely solely on Mother Nature to properly pollinate all these plants. And I've succession planted, meaning I have some plants that are about a week or two behind these right here behind me. So normally when your plants start to tassel, a few days after that, the silks will form. And then once the silks form, you have roughly 8 to 10 days to get these pollinated. The pollen on a sweet corn plant is relatively heavy, and it normally relies on wind pollination to do the process for you. But because it's so heavy, it doesn't go very far, just a couple of feet. So the fact that we get, fields and fields and fields full of sweet corn is a pretty neat feat of nature. But let me get set up here and I'll show you how we do this. Okay guys, I want to show you this. If you look real closely at this tassel here, you can see the pollen falling off of it. It's being dispersed by the wind. And if you notice, it's not going real far, even though we have a slight amount of breeze today. It's basically falling straight down. See, there goes some more. Now, at the homestead level, you don't really want to rely solely on the wind to pollinate your plant, especially when you have a small crop like I do. I think I've got roughly 100 plants here in the 64 square foot section. So that's the reason I come out and hand pollinate the sweet corn, is to give me the greatest probability, the greatest chance of getting ear production on our plants. However, just looking at that and seeing how the process works, it's a beautiful process that we're very, very fortunate we get any corn production at all, because a lot of things have to come together, a lot of variables have to come together for this to work, and for those to meet up and to actually form ears of corn. But let me show you how this process works. Okay, again, these are called the anthers. I'm sorry, this is the tassel. These little kernel-like structures are called the anthers. They're what contains the pollen. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to clip one of these off gently. And I don't know if you saw that or not, but pollen fell off of this plant. And can you see that on my hand? Right there? That yellow stuff, that's the corn pollen. And what I'm going to do with this right here, so I'm going to come over here to, let me get where you guys can see. And I'm just going to rub this on these silks. Now, anyone that shucked corn know that these silks are real sticky. That's a trait that helps these guys hold and collect the pollen as it falls down the plant. Now, I've got a couple more that have started to silk. I'm going to come down here and pollinate them. And I'm just going to go around and I'm going to do this to all the plants that have already silked. And I'll come out here in probably 2 days and I will cut another piece of tassel off. And I will do this again from a different direction. You know, like today I started from the north, and I'm working my way to the south. Tomorrow, or the next day, I'll come out here, I'll start from the south, and I'll work my way to the north. That way, the probability of me missing one of these is relatively slim. And here I am, I'm walking around right now, I'm trying to see if I got any more that have tasseled. And I've got another one down there I'll get. But, folks, hand pollinating your corn is really that simple. And what this will do, this will give you the highest probability of making sure that your corn plants are properly pollinated instead of relying on the wind or insects. And you know, a pollinated corn plant is how you get your sweet corn. So until next time, I hope you guys learned something. Thanks for watching.